Hello there. So this is an introduction video to VDM++, where we'll use the IDE Overture Tool. And the purpose of this video is to give a small introduction into both the tool Overture and into VDM++, to show how to actually install the IDE and how to get a small program up and running, to show that you can actually get it started and that you have installed the tool correctly. And the program we will make in this case is the traditional Hello World program, as all of you probably know and have tried before. And if not, that is fine as well. But Overture is on the address overturetool.org. And in here, this is the front page. You go to download. And in here, you have 4 different choices. You can either install it for Linux, Mac, Windows, or as a jar file. You also have the previous versions, which you can choose if you so wish to, but in this case we'll just take the newest version. There we go. As the downloads, I will go in to show where you can find extra material. So you can go into the documentation, and here you have manuals, tutorials, videos, which can help you get started otherwise. If we go into tutorials, we have 3 different kinds. We have for like the traditional VDM, VDM-SL. We have for VDM++, which is the one we will be using, which is an object-oriented extension to the traditional VDM. And then we have VDM-RT, which is a real-time version of VDM, which you can also use. And then we have an introduction video as well. But I have cheated a bit, so I have actually already installed Overture, and we'll open that here. So when you have the file installed, what you will get is this thing. And we also already have a folder which is called Overture, and in here you actually have all you need. And you take that folder you would like to extract it. So you take that folder and you just drag it to another folder. In this case, I've just made a folder on my desktop where I will extract it to. You can also extract it in download if that is more preferable. But when this has been downloaded, then we can actually already start using Overture, because this is an executable file, so no need to install extra things. And we will just wait till it have been fully installed, and then we can begin. And also, so there could be some problems when you have extracted it, actually getting Overture up and running. And that can be because of some problems with external dependencies, but there's guides for this on the website. And so the one we would like is this one, Overture. You just double click it, and that will start Overture up. You probably will get this one because it's not a certified like developer, so you just hit more info and run anyway. When you get that started, you will be asked to define your workspace. Your workspace could just be the default workspace which Overture will create, or it could be like, let's say, a Git repository. In this case, we'll just go one back, we'll right click and we'll say first workspace, just to show that you can actually make your own workspace if you would like to. And this will be where all of your programs and all your applications will be, at least for this startup. And this is what you see first time you start it. We'll just hit the close button, and this is like how it should be, hopefully how it is. So how do we actually get our first version up and running? We hit File, we hit New, and we hit New Project. This will give us 3 opportunities. We can either create a PP, or plus, the version we will try to do. Then we have the RT and the SL, as you also saw on the web page. But we'll just hit PP, hit Next, and then give it our first name. And in this case, we'll just call it our first VDM application. And we'll hit Finish. And this will give us a folder over here, which is our project. And as you can see, this project is just empty because we have not added anything to it yet. The way we do that is that we right click it, we hit New, And as you remember, this is a PP project, and we would just like to add an empty file. So we hit empty file, and we will call it main, as we know from traditional programming. And as you can see, nothing is defined here yet, but as we also know, like from, let's say, C++, we'll need to make a main function, like the main function which will be run. And the way we do this is that we will define a class called world. And this is like, our origin. It's like our VDM world that we live in. So we define that as class world, and we end it as class world. And this end tag is just to tell the compiler that now the class have actually ended. Functions in VDM is called operations. So we'll write operations, and in here we can write all our functions, or at least what we think as function from traditional programming. And in here we need to make our main. In VDM we call that run. It's okay to call it main or anything else if you would like that, but I will call it run. And we define what should be put into it, and we define what it should return. But as you know, probably from like, let's say again C++, then main usually don't take any inputs and usually don't return anything. Yes, we can do that. We can do that here as well, but for simplicity, we'll not do that. We'll write run again, and this would otherwise be where we had it. So this could maybe be first arc, second arc, and so on. But in this case, we don't have anything, so we'll leave it empty. We'll hit equal, start parentheses and end parentheses, and this will be like the curly brackets that we know from traditional programming. And now we can actually just, as we know, just write the code we would like. It's a bit different than we are usually used to, but it's not that different. But what we would like to do is that we would like to make a hello world program. And the way we do that is that we will need to import our IO library. And the way we import the library is that we right click the project again, we say new, and this time we choose library. And in here we can choose the IO library to use. We'll hit finished, we'll hit save, and now we can say IO, this one, and then we can say print hello world. And here it is important because what kind of letter is this? There's a difference between this letter and this letter. And it's really important that it's this one, otherwise you will get an error. But the compiler will tell you if there is any problem. Now we actually have our first program. We have our first hello world program. The way that we run this program is that we right click the application again, we go down to run as, and we would like to run our configurations. We'll hit the PP model, double click it, and here we'll define which class. As told, it will be the world class, and in that we have our run function, or our main function. You can also do that by hitting search, and then you could choose world run. That will do it the same thing. Then we'll say apply and close. So what we can do now, or from now on, is that we could just hit this button, run. Okay, actually we'll need to do it like so. Right click, run as, VDM application, save VDM, main, yes. There we go. So we got a hello world down here, which was what we defined up here. Just to show you another way of using print, we can also do the thing where we'll say print line. So the first line will be hello world, and our second line will be IO again, printf. And what printf does is that it makes it possible to print multiple things if we would like that. So we can say number and then percent is really, and then percentage s again. We'll say comma, and we will make a list, and this list will have all, the first will be our first s, the second argument will be our second s, and so on if we have more s's represented f is in that. So we'll say number 5 is a small, and then maybe it's a small number. And then we'll just remove this one. So let's try again. We'll keep run. And as expected, it said, hello world. Number 5 is a really small number. Easy. And of course, we need a b there to be precise. But this is how you get your first application up and running. I will make some other videos on this YouTube channel to show some small ways of using VDM. For example, how to do unit testing in VDM. So if you would like to see any of them, go into my channel and you can probably find other videos there. Bye bye.